if a man is in a position where he has a high sex drive, he might not be interested in being in a relationship. The only thing that might interest him is sharing his body with as many women as possible, or perhaps a few women, or perhaps one woman, because this will be the only thing that he wants from a woman. And if he is this way, he may be surrounded by a number of male friends who are also the same. And they can each validate each other, and this can then be seen as the right thing for them to do. As they are men, they can believe that this is how they should be behaving. And there is a chance that he will continue to behave this way for many, many years. And if he was to change, it could only be because this is no longer satisfying, or because something takes place that causes him to connect to other needs. And this is because although he can believe that he doesn't have any other needs, and that the reason he wants so much sex is because he has a high sex drive, there can be more to it. There is a chance that he has ended up sexualizing his emotional needs. And so although he won't be aware of his emotional needs, and these can be repressed, the pain of not getting these needs met can end up being channeled to his genitals, and then through having sex, this will allow him to release some of this tension. And so once he has released this tension, it won't be long until this tension arises once more, because he won't be meeting his other needs. And at this point, it can seem strange as to why a man would not be in touch with his emotional needs, and why these needs would end up being channeled, or the pain of these needs would end up being channeled to his genitals and causing him to have such a high sex drive. And the reason that he is this way can be due to what took place during his early years. And so this may have been a time when he was brought up by a mother who was emotionally unavailable, and so he would have often been neglected, and when his needs were met, he would have often received misattuned care, so it would have been painful. And so he would not have received, during his infant and toddler stage of his development, the nutrients that he needed in order to grow and develop. And he would have come to believe that both his needs and himself, his true self, were bad. So he would have ended up disconnecting from his needs and feelings, and he would have ended up repressing automatically the pain that he was in. So when he was born, he would have been aware of his needs and feelings, and then through being brought up by a caregiver who was unable to truly be there for him, he would have disconnected from them. And then now that he is an adult, he will continue to be out of touch with himself. And so through having these experiences, if he was to connect to his emotional needs, and this could take some time, if they have been heavily repressed, he could end up feeling anxious and fearful, because deep down he is likely to believe that if he does express his needs, he will be rejected and abandoned again. And this is something that would have occurred many, many times throughout his developmental years. And so this is why he will have the need to hide not only these needs and feelings from women, but to hide them from himself. So if you're a man and you can relate to this, you can see that you have sexualized some of your emotional needs and some of your physical needs, such as the need for affection. Then you will probably have a lot of emotional wounds and trauma to work through, so that you can gradually reconnect to your body and become a more integrated human being. Now, of course, this doesn't mean your sex drive will disappear, but your other needs will also be there for you to fulfill. And through meeting all of your needs, as opposed to just some of them, you will be able to have a more fulfilling life. And the need to just have sex is likely to subside, because you will want more, because you are connected to more of who you are. So it would make sense that you would want more. So if you can relate to this, you may need to reach out for external support from a therapist or a healer. And the main thing is that you understand, if only intellectually right now, that your needs are not bad. There is nothing wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with you. So although you had to hide yourself way back to survive, this is no longer the case. So please reach out for the assistance that you need to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.